First thing we want to do is just to go into your address bar and type in the URL for the site, which is grangenetball.org.au and /index.php/login. Once you've done that, it should load up a little sign in dialog box where you can put your details in for your login, which I've sent to you separately, and click login. Once we're in the editor mode, you'll notice at the top there are a different toolbar runs along the top. From there we can adjust and edit the site. If we click the little pencil, that's to go into edit mode. So once we've clicked that, we're now in edit mode, and you'll see the screen changes. You see all these different areas with borders around them, they're the editable regions. So you can see it's pretty straightforward that each of those blocks are editable regions, including the Facebook link, the interested areas, the logos, and you can see some of those empty blocks are where you can put information in the future if you wish. So from here we can just simply click on one of the areas that you'd like to edit, select edit block. From there it will open up another little window, and you can see you should be fairly familiar with a lot of those functions. We can simply click in an area and just use it like a word processor. Click save once we've done the changes, and that will save those changes, but it won't publish them yet. We need to go up to the top to that little icon again and click publish changes. And that's it. You'll notice if we scroll down, you see that little space before the full stop is now deleted, and that basically makes your changes live. So what we'll do here is we'll just click in the edit box again just to show you that, and if we scroll down, once it's loaded up, we'll click another area now, which is the heading area. So if we click the edit block there, exactly the same process. You can see it's slightly different block that's being used here. We refer to these as blocks. You can see if we want to change that title, we can just simply add what we want in there, but for this case we'll just leave it as it is. Once you are happy with what you want, you just click save, and it's the same process to go back up and make sure that you publish your changes. So how to add a latest news item. So to do this, it's a little bit different, but it's pretty straightforward. So you can see the latest news item, that's a separate block. So that pulls all the news items into that right hand column. In order to change that, we go up to the little page icon. Sometimes you have to click these a couple of times because it's a little bit sensitive. So once we click on that, it'll open up a little window on the side. Here you can see there's basically the site map of the site. But what we want to create is a new page, and it's called a blog entry. So that basically is just what we're calling the latest news item. So this opens up now in a new composer window. So everything's pretty much set up here for you. You shouldn't need to really look at any of this other stuff other than just what's highlighted here as the composer. So the entry name, that is just the title of the latest news item. That will automatically create that slug. That's what you see in the actual web address. The short description, that is what appears directly underneath the title on that right hand column. So we can just put a short description in there if we wish. The topics, so this is where I suggest that I've just created some topics to just make it easy to categorize later on when you've got lots of items. We can choose a thumbnail image if we like there, but for the way it's set up, we're not really using images. So we're just going to type in, this is where you put the main content. So this is where you can even copy and paste from Word if you like, or you can type directly into this little window. And then once we're happy with all of the text we've put in, we just simply click publish. And that'll take us and show us what that news item looks like. That's the main article. You can see where it's put the topic underneath there as well. And if we click onto the home page just to view it, and we scroll down, you'll see where it says this is a test news item, and that's where all those items go. We can click on that to see if it works, and there we go directly to that news item, which obviously have more content for what you're putting in. The Because we don't want that there, we want to get rid of it, so we click the little icon to the right and click on sitemap. And you'll see on the main window, you can see how that's basically the whole sitemap of the whole website. I'll just close some of those windows and then expand the latest news. You can see each news item is represented as a separate article. So we want to click on that last one and just go delete. And it just confirms that we want to delete that item. So we'll click delete. And you'll see that it's now been removed from that list. So if we go back to the website and click on the home page, you'll see if we scroll down that is no longer on there. So when they get old, we can delete them from the latest news items in that manner. And that is how you add the latest news item.